Good morning. It is March 23rd, 2023. Sorry, I didn't get any readings done this weekend. It was very, very hectic. I had a whole bunch of things going on. So here I am today. So let it go and let it grow. And the let it go card of the day is the Six of Wands. The wands are about, in this case, recognition, ego, victory, and momentum. The wands are fire signs, about that passions, burning through things. In this case, it is about Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy, and it is a Jupiter in Leo card. So we are releasing the need for validation and applause. So this is about doing things well, but kind of looking for, that group support or people noticing what you're doing and giving you the accolades for it. So this is about doing what you want to do just for doing it, sometimes out of the kindness of your heart, but not for the validation and not for the kudos. So this is stepping out of ego. So being Jupiter and Leo, that is, it's an Leo trait to want to have that ego engaged in this and want to feel special and want people to notice what you're doing. But this is asking you to step out of that and stop chasing the recognition to feel worthy about yourself. Your worth comes from within, not from outer things that you are doing and presenting yourself as. So that worth comes from inside. It comes from the deep work. It comes from healing, and it comes from loving yourself from the inside out. So your worth isn't about what other people are saying and doing for you. It is what you are doing for yourself. So let go of looking for that outer praise. Drop the ego-driven success. So do it from the state of wanting to do it. Do it from the state of serenity, from peace, from wanting to help others, from being kind. Do it from all of these levels. Don't do it because you're hoping to get something out of it. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because it's probably the best for the situation at hand. But don't do it because you want your ego stroked. So stop measuring your value by external praise, knowing that if you do a good job, and I know a lot of us have these background programs which are horrible from childhood, that you never feel that your good is the best or that your best is enough. So this is asking you to realize that you are good enough just by showing up and trying your best. You are succeeding by doing that. So don't look for that outward validation. Trust your inner knowing. Trust your love for yourself. Trust that you are doing it for good reasons, and trust that you know how to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, you can learn. But your self-worth comes from inside. So just know that it's nice to have people notice what you're doing, but if that's the whole reason why you're doing it is for praise and for accolades from outside, re-examine why you're doing it in the first place. And allow confidence without performance. So just be confident in yourself and show up. Not everything, and this is very hard for me being a Leo, not everything needs to have fanfare. Not everything needs to have, I see a feather boa around, tossing it to the back of me. Not everything needs a feather boa. Not everything needs a 5-piece band. My mom used to always say that about me. That everything I do, you expect to see a 5-piece band behind me giving me that praise. So it doesn't surprise me that this is a Leo card. So, but, with maturity and knowledge comes that ability to look at yourself with your own eyes and revel in your own beauty and your own abilities without having to constantly check in for others for that victory lap kind of thing. So know that you've got that inner power with you as well. So for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, confidence is natural, but it becomes power when it's internal, not dependent on approval. So that is that card for the day. The Let It Grow card is the Tower. Tower energy, which is Aries and Mars, sudden change, truth, and awakening. Also a fire card, obviously. You can see that. So we've got the little squirrel underneath a tree sheltered. You have the beautiful butterflies coming and rising to the side, which is transformation. You have the lightning coming in, so it's quick transformation. And you have the acorns down here, which means renewed life, and knowing that even though that tree might be taken down, there is life there. So new things can grow out of that. So Allow truth to break through your illusions today. So speak your truth. I just saw a snake with the forked tongue. Your truth to you might be absolute perfection in your mind, but to another's, it might be that forked tongue. So just realize there's two prongs to the truth, what you mean and what is heard. And that's a throat chakra kind of thing. Embrace sudden changes and necessary awakenings. Once again, the Tower is quick movement. It is shaking you to your core for change. Not always comfortable in a traditional tarot card. It's two people falling out of a tower. So I love the beauty of this card because it shows, I think, a lot of nature and how we view nature as constantly changing. You know, you can have a fire or a windstorm or something, and then all of a sudden new life comes out of that. So that is the transformation that might not be what you want at the moment, but it's sometimes necessary, and it can be uncomfortable. If you can picture, you know, an earthquake shaking things up, that's the sort of energy it brings to you. It's about letting outdated structures in your life fall, knowing that if you're not ready to let go of them, they're going to go anyway. So to do that inner work, to start preening out and pruning out things that don't serve you, because even if you are ignoring those in the background, subconsciously, they're coming to the forefront and they'll be let go one way or another, whether you decide to do it or the universe has other plans for you. It's going to happen. Welcome the disruption that actually leads to your clarity. So you can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. Just came into my mind. So it might not be the plan that you were thinking of. It might not be the way that you wanted it to happen. But when it happens, it will be exactly what you need to move you forward and to bring your energy forward for changes in your life. Trust what collapses was never truly stable either. It might have been stable for a while. Like I have a picture in my head of a barn when it's first built and how over years and years of neglect, the structure is weakened. So if you are not feeding and restoring barn, it will fall. So that means if this is not something truly in your nature, in your plan, and in your life, obviously you haven't been giving it the attention it's needed in the background. You haven't been fixing things, and it's going to go. And that is not a bad thing. So out of darkness comes light. You can see that in the background there. It's a very dark time, but there is that halo of light in the back, meaning that clearer skies are coming. So to know that in dark times, you know, it's a moment in our overall, it might feel like forever, but in the essence of our life and in the trajectory of the universe, it's really a blip. So to know that there might be some pain going through it, but on the other side is exactly what you need. So for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire sign, note again, Tower energy fuels courage. What feels intense now is clearing space for something real and sustainable. So know that, you know, the stability can come through instability eventually. So the overall message of the day is release the need to be seen, grow courage and face the truth. What falls away is making room for your true authenticity. So that is the reading of the day. I got this new deck last week, the Mary Magdalene Oracle, and it's based on her gospel. So it's actually quite beautiful. I'm feeling with everything going on globally, I have a big call back to some of the Christian roots that I have. When I call in my spirit guides in the morning, for a couple years now, I call in Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and Grandmother Maria Sabina, who was a medicine woman from Mexico who worked with psilocybin magic mushrooms. She called them Christ's children because it helped you break open that inner Christ consciousness and that connection. During one of my mushroom experiences, I did see my mom walking with Mary Magdalene and Jesus, so there was a connection back to then. But I think a lot of what is going on right now in the world and the way things are going, we are getting a very skewed, messed up version of what Christianity and Jesus is. Misinformation on exactly what his messages were, his teachings, Mary Magdalene's teachings. Mary Magdalene was always in the church. She was his top apostle and disciple. She was the one who walked with him all of the time, and her message was actually destroyed. So I feel it's very important to tap back into that divine feminine, but the divine feminine in a way that most of us don't see it. So yeah, that's just a little side note there. I'm feeling that calling with everything going on globally that we need all positive energies from all realms, from all times right now. So this card is the Anointed. I rise with only more soul. So this is telling you that when you get knocked down, when things don't go your way, when that tower does come in and shake you down to your core and knocks you off, when you are looking for accolades, when you should be happy with what you're doing yourself, that when you get knocked down, when you end up coming back up, rising, you come up with more information, you come up with a stronger foundation. You are able to rise and take that information if you are at all conscious and at all somebody who does shadow work and looks into yourself. And this is about being self-aware. This is about the people who do that work in the background. So if you have the ability to get knocked down and rise up again, to look at yourself and realize these stepping stones are building you to your greater life, and will in some ways, by doing that reflection, open your soul space, open that energy, open that spirit, and open your, open your experiences to share with others, to let them find their true soul calling and anchor in that information as we grow and walk forward. It's all about taking these as lessons, learning, and stepping forward, rather than taking these lessons, getting knocked down, not rising again, or repeating the same patterns over. And don't get me wrong, there are patterns in my own life that I haven't quite gotten yet, but some of the big lessons I have. And as you rise, you can share that soul knowledge with others. So that is how I see it today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.